Majma! Hi everyone! How is everyone today? We have blueprints and I'm excited for it. There we go. I've been wanting to get back to this game. Hoi Silver! Here, let me stop my music so we don't have music on top of music. We were literally just in a call, Silver. Heck, we're still on the call technically. But yes, let's continue. Day 27 is what we're on. And it is getting harder and harder to avoid spoilers for this game, because I keep wanting to play it, and the Google overlords know that, and YouTube keeps recommending me blueprint stuff, and I'm trying to avoid the spoilery things, but there are a couple spoilers I've gotten. Not major ones, thankfully. There's just like a couple room secret stuff that I know now. So I'm trying to be forthcoming with that. I'm not pulling this out of nowhere on some of these things. Let's start with continuing with our outside thing first, and then wonder what we'll get in the thingy. Though a lot of the secrets that I've seen on YouTube require a lot of like have this item in this location type ones. So whether I even get it is a whole different question. I think the trading post is gonna be best one here, but we don't have any items to trade yet. Are there any items we can pick up in here? No, because all of the stuff is shop based. Like this thingy. I vaguely know what to do with this. I don't have the items for it. Oh yeah, this game has plenty of story. It is just scattered through so much. Like, the Rumpus Room is the best place to get lore drops. But we've only gotten the Rumpus Room a couple times. Let's see. This way. Hallway's pretty good pick there. I have a package. I hope I see that later, though. Because I don't want to draw a dead end immediately. But I am tempted by it. We'll do hallway. Right, this way. Do we want to spend a gem that early for items? Given that we have the trading post, maybe. I think we will. We'll spend an item, or spend a gem this early. You might be in the productive VC tomorrow? I don't know if I'll be in the productive VC tomorrow. Okay, we got our gem back. That's good. Along with some ivory dice. But yeah, tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna be spending tomorrow and Sunday, or no, not Sunday. Tomorrow and Saturday with boyfriend. Sunday will be different. Sunday will be double stream day on Sunday. I think we'll do the den there. I think that's a better choice than observatory right now. Though also, now that I think about it, I don't know if 3D printing is technically productive, but it's also not actively working on something. Yes, you have custody of me on Sunday. We'll go this way next. Courtyard's bad choice there. This is a good spot for another dead end. I think we'll do storeroom. Get that dead end out of the way. There we go. Oh, there's the cat pod. Was that always like a random dollhouse there? I don't know why I don't remember that thingy, but my perception is remarkably low. There we go. Hey, I got the box off immediately. Yeah. Hydrate, so. Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And don't steal my freezer, bad luck. And fine, I'll pull out yeet. Hang on. Let me check off all the hydrates. Though I don't know if you guys deserve yeet after that. Someone better roll for him. Someone better roll for yeet. Cause I don't know if spam hydrate is what I want to reward with yeet. 4. Does someone want to help the silver? Help the silver get the yeet? Just need someone to roll an assist. 16, that's more like it. And we have a yeet. We have an adorable little spider. Alright. Now, I think we've gotten everything in here. Do I remember? Oh yeah, that's just a swim bird thingy. You were 3 seconds from paying for yeet. I mean, I'm glad it didn't come to that. It is way more fun when it's just community collaborates and gets them out. Kitchen isn't terrible, but I think corridor is better here. Though, question now is, do we want to keep going this way? Because we're going pretty darn deep. Or do we want to go to the other side first and backtrack to here? We could do the left first. Oh, no we can't. We don't have a key card. Going down isn't useful either, because we don't have the basement key. So we need to try and get to the antechamber for that. We could backtrack all the way to the trading post. No, actually no, we don't have any items that we could trade for the trader. So we're still missing that. So we can either go right here, or we can double back to the entrance hall. I'm gonna go for double back to the entrance hall, try and get more items. I'm not too worried about our footstep count here. We're in a fairly good position since we've built to the foundation without leaving any spots. Mailroom! Why are you like this? I want you, but not here! Parlor, bedroom. I don't really want bedroom here. Do I want to do mailroom here and just go up the other entrance hall door? Yeah, we'll do mailroom. If it's dragging it this much. Brass compass, sleeping mask, and gems. Sleeping mask is really good early, so I am not unhappy with that. So we've got that, got our gems and our brass compass. I don't know if we actually, well actually no, we do want north more frequently because we do want to make sure that we get to the antechamber today. Because we want to unlock that basement door. Are there any other letters in here? That's still the lab technician. That's the one from our father. Yep, that's from Dad. Is there any other letters that got added? There's some coins over here. There's just those notes that we know. Oh right, does this room have a chess piece anywhere? I don't think we've actually determined this one. Yeah, so every day this house resets and we have to build it back up. That's how this puzzle works. Is that you have to make your way through it every single time and it changes every single time. And you lose most of the items in your inventory. There are some permanent additions and things like allowance that you do keep day to day, but all of your other progress resets. That's why it's fun. Because it is a big puzzle box. And I'm not seeing any chess pieces in here. So I think this is a no chess piece room. courtyard, I don't like that direction for it. Breakfast nook isn't bad. It's definitely better than closet. I think we'll do that. We'll save our ivory dice for later. So we'll take our key, and we'll take our bacon and eggs. Oh, and we get a coupon book. So that's useful. We now have multiple things that we could take to the trading post, which we might do before we head back up to the foundation and see if they have a key card. But we'll continue with this until we get to there. Pantry or bedroom? Hi, Barry. I don't know if I'd call myself the alpha cat, but that's also because I'm used to IT stuff where alpha builds are not the greatest. So it's kind of weird to call myself the alpha cat. It's not, no. I do have a cute scooter though. Alright, here we go, hydrated. Still not greatest place for bedroom, but it does help with the sleep mask. I guess it's better than pantry for now. They get so confused. I hope they're not too confused. Oh, and we get a coin pouch. We get all the items today, apparently. Anything else in here? I still haven't figured out what the hands are about as well. Alright, we'll continue on. Spare bedroom, parlor, bunk room. I think we'll go spare bedroom. That triggers for that thingy as well. Oh, and we have car keys. Alpha cats are much higher and mightier than regular cats. I mean, I guess I'm flattered that you think I seem tough. Also, I forgot to do that hydrate. Here we go. Let me mark that off. Let's hope we get something good. Courtyard. Not the best direction, but it is good to have more options open. So I think we'll do that one then. You should see how Yeet interacts with the box. I don't know on that one. Yeet sits on the box. Yeet laughs at your box. Come on, box. Oh, almost. Hey! I got it up. Alright, kind of wish I had a sledgehammer here. Because I noticed this thingy. But we don't have a sledgehammer. We'll aim this way first. Great hole works. We'll make sure that we have a lever, but it is locked doors, which is kind of annoying. And that does also cause some trouble. Not major trouble, because we do still have northward here. I think we will lock in Great Hall here. Oh, hey, since we got the other side, that one doesn't require a key. Good. Okay. So I'm going to leave the Great Hall alone for now. We'll come back to that. We'll continue this way first. Ooh, aquarium. We do like an aquarium. There's also the drawing room. I think let's do the drawing room, so then we get a free reroll, and we'll have more chance of actually getting south on the east side. Is there anything else in here? this is another one that I have had a bit of a spoiler for. I know that there's a secret in this room, and there's something with the paintings regarding it. But that doesn't mean I know what to do here, because as soon as I realized what it was saying, I stopped the video. So I just know that there's something in this room with the paintings. But there are just a lot of people running. And, hang on, so that... I'm noticing that there's like a wide step there. So wide, small, wide, small. Surely that's got something to do with it, but I don't... Is it like actually gonna be able to tell how I walk around this room? Or is there like I'm supposed to follow a path or something? Also, did I never notice those there? I don't know. I do not actually own a car. I was wondering if there was like something I could interact with, though. It's like, I see small step, small step, big step there. Medium? Is that medium? 3 small steps. Small step. What did those even mean? It's gotta be like something with how you walk, right? Or... Hang on, where is he sitting? So he's sitting in that chair. So what does that even... I don't know. That's supposed to be like big step to the right and then little step left, but how would that even do anything unless it's the direction that they're facing? So he would be there, that one. Big step that way. I feel like that would be big step, and then small step back. Medium step back. Big, small. I don't even know. I am so confused on this. So then that's like 3 little steps forward. What do these even mean? Like, I get it's something to do with the size of the step. But how? Like, how does that even... How would that interact with anything? I'm wondering if I might need to go back and find that video and spoil it for myself more, because I am so confused. There's nothing to interact with in here. Unless the video is just lying to me. The step counter. It's the amount of rooms you have to go through in that direction? How would that make sense?
Save your progress.
Kinda can't on this game. But hoy Tanny. Did the hydrate? Yeah. Because if it was the number of steps you had to take in that direction, the number of steps equates to the number of rooms. So even this one, if we did like, say going to the right is yes step, going to the left is no step, essentially. So we've got 4 going to the right minus 3, that would be 1 step. And then we have 3 more with 3 going backwards. So that would be 1 room that way, which doesn't make any sense. There are certainly rooms that do the frickin' reach 8th level and something triggers. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it was you had to do something somewhere else. But I feel like it would have to be more obvious than that. What's up, Tanny? That is an actual clock, so that's not anything. Maybe this is a we leave it alone and come back after we've trapped ourselves. It's not just painting over the doors, and the others are red herring. So that's 3, 3, and 1. But it seems weird that they would have that many red herrings. And, like, they're very deliberate on the size of the step here, it looks like. But I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's not unheard of, but I've not seen many red herrings in this game. So it doesn't feel like a this game type of thing. It's definitely where he's at. So then if we do from there to there, and then little step, big step, little step, bigger step, big step that way, little step that way. I am happy today, yes. And hi, Tanny. 1, 2, 3, little step, bigger step, big step, little step, and then big step that way, little step, 3 little steps that way, it's like big step that way, huge step that way, another huge step that way, and then those are 3 medium steps. That's like backed me into this corner, and I've kind of been bumping into things, so that doesn't feel right. Especially since I'm now supposed to take, like, big step that way, and I immediately bump into wall. That just... I don't think I got that right. I don't know. It was a hint-based guide, so I might just go look at the second hint now that I've taken a stab at it on my own. But for now, we'll start this way. We'll continue on our thingy. Office isn't bad here. Oh, I definitely want East Wing Hall, though. That's way better. Thing has been confused, or how does it calculate what is a big or small step? That's why I think I'm wrong on that. Because there's definitely a difference in size between those things, but I don't know how that equates to what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I don't see any items around here. Locked. Okay, we'll come back to that. We do have 2 keys, so I'm not too off. Opening up north is going to uncover more likely. But south is the ideal if I want to get something else. Yes, Net should be making you eat food. You should eat food, Tanny. I think before we do that, let's step back into this other room, because we have steps. Let's check if this one's locked. Okay, that one is not. That's a dead end, though. I don't really want a dead end. But that does let us redraw floor plans more. I think instead of any of these, we're going to redraw floor plans here. There we go. So now we can either do library or pool. I think pool is the way to go here. Hi, Thaddeus. How are you? Alright, so we've got keycard reader over there, and the other door is not gonna show. Oh, okay, that's not a keycard door. So that way could be locked, or it could be safe. We've got steps, so we're fine. So we go this way. Passageway, observatory, parlor. I think let's go observatory. Get another star. Because the other thing is, I know this room also has a secret that I have not gotten. Because I think it's... if we do the thingy up here to rotate it, like that is what I know. So it's this, I think. Okay, so that lowers it. We need to rotate it first. Surprised it let us lower it like that. One more. Yeah, that's the spot. So now if we get this one that way. No, you're gonna make us lower it even more? There we go. And now we get thing. We get planetarium. Alright. Now we need to raise this back up. I assume as high as it'll go. Yep, there we go. And then rotate back. Can I even continue rotating it around that way? Feels like I'm gonna bump my head. Ooh, alright, went over my head. There we go. Have fun, 8-bit. Hopefully work isn't too bad. Yes, we've got all of the pets here. So we get apples are extra delicious, plus 3 steps, and plus a gem. Also, I think I already said it, but hello, Tanny, in case I forgot. Alright, so that works. Is this one locked? Okay, that one is locked. So we now have... that needs a key card, that needs lock. That is locked there, we know both of those are locked, and that one's key card. I think at this point I'm tempted to go back to the trading post, see if we can't get a key card for one of our many items. Save our keys for later. Yeah, this way. Oh.
Save your progress.
This isn't something to save in. I can only like save and quit or save and continue at the end of days. Alright, so sleeping mask for salt shaker is a bad one. Compass for sledgehammer will get us the locked thingy. Silver is in VC because they're monitoring my computer stuff. Coupon book for sledgehammer. Coin purse for... why do you just want to give me sledgehammers? We'll trade card keys for sledgehammer. And it's just sledgehammer for car keys. Okay, so they only... Okay, no, they do have some other ones now. So now coupon book would give us magnifying glass, and compass would give us some of the thingies, which isn't what we wanted. We wanted a key card, but they don't seem to have a key card. But that should... Sledgehammer should let us open up that chest, and maybe that'll get us another key, and we can unlock more stuff, and maybe get a key card. That if we get security, we could turn off... Well, we'd need a utility box, too, to turn off the keycard system. Okay, so then we just need to go to the courtyard. Sledgehammer this box. Funk. Okay, gems isn't ideal here. So we've got 1 in 3 chance in the Great Hall. Or guaranteed chance on those, because we've got 3 ones we can go. I think the one East Wing Hall North is best bet currently. Ideally, I'd want like a lockpick or something. Okay, drafting studio isn't bad. Gymnasium's not horrid either, but I think drafting studio is worth the gems here, even for the longer one. Alright, the long haul. Okay, we get a magnifying glass too. Alright, that's something else for the trader. We also have a tiny safe here. I wonder, is there like any... What if we just... 1203? I doubt it's made for the day. Okay, it's not. And is this January issue? No. Those are all ones we've read before. I don't think there are any other dates in here. Because you know, the safes like dates. I just don't know what date matches to what safe. Also, hang on, what room is this supposed to be? Oh, this is the one... That's the other... one. So drafting studio, I actually need to update my notes. Because I'm trying to keep better track of what safes are where and which ones I've unlocked. Oh, hang on. This one has November 7th. So maybe we try that day? But that does basically just tell you what date the game starts on. So November 07. Nope. Okay. And hi, Captain. How are you? Oh, I got moved. Any other dates or anything in here? No, I'm not seeing any. What are you wondering, Tanny? And do not bonk me with yeet on my head. That would be very mean. Do not do that to me either. Alright, so based on this, northward middle room is correct. And on the other one, it is the left closest to the exit door. is the correct one, with the first and last rooms being the rooms that have other stuff. In fact, you know, I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that, because that we have the Great Hall. That will help. All right. Ooh. Solarium, classroom, or kennel? My math is not mathing. I don't actually know how long 1,000 seconds is. You can certainly do it for 30 seconds. Do we want more likely to draw rare and unusual rooms, or do we want... I think we kind of want the kennel. Classroom we can get if we have the outdoor classroom thingy. So kennel I think is my one that I'd want. I mean, the bunk is done with a baseball bat, but I don't like wooden hammers bonking me either. We will add the kennel. Because I want pet doggies. And then I'm betting this door is locked, because luck. Yep. Alright. So if that's the case, do we want to go, I think, to the Great Hall one? So then we're going to want center door on the right. I am, in fact, a cat person. If you haven't noticed, I have the cat ears and everything. I still wish I could figure out what date this was supposed to be. Not Christmas. Yeah, that is too many seconds to time someone out for using bunk redeem. Yeah, I have no idea what date that one's supposed to be. So I guess we'll go. No one should bunk eat. That's why I agree that there should be a timeout, but it shouldn't be that long. I think 30-second timeout would be
feel like crashing
sufficient.
soon. Be a shame if you saved your progress or something.
True, we could feed them to eat. That would be an option too. Oh man, those all suck. Alright, we're gonna have to redraw floor plans here. Why are these all that orientation? Never mind, I know why. They're pointing north. We have that item and it sucks at the moment. So if we pick any of these, run is dead, is kind of the issue we're at. Because we don't have any more keys, and we don't have any other, like, key cards or anything. So we're gonna redraw again. Okay. Archives technically isn't dead run then. It's not good, but we can work with that. We also do have magnifying glass. Because these are a whole lot of dates that I need to start writing down. Name a berry, any berry, raspberry. Do the codes need 6-digit dates? I believe they should be 4-digit dates, as in month and day. But for these, I will write down the year as well. These are 6 digits, but if we're looking for dates, I'm going to write down any date I can. So this date is for Marigold. Marigold wins award. I don't know if the year matters, but I'm gonna write them down. So 86. Next question is, what the frick would this one be? But Marigold doesn't consider herself success because that's a thing. So then November 11th of 86. Publisher and author detained. So Caleb Manning and Philip White detained. I don't know what date these are actually. So detained for Trinsdale bombing. So that should be fine. And then November 17th. This one doesn't have a year. Marigold drops publisher. RLCF, the insurgent group. Don't know. So I'll just add that to my general questions list of who is RLCF. Children of Blackwater insurgent group. The other thing to note is that we do have a place on our property called Blackbridge Grotto. So Blackwater's pretty darn close, because bridges generally go over water. Yeah, so November 17th is Marigold drops publisher. You were not spamming, you were helping me. Like, given the fact that you don't know this game either, I know that any of your questions are not leading me towards anything other than what you're curious about, which is good. I like that. And then February 22nd. Of 87. gold missing. There is a time on this page. Since 3:45 p.m. in case that's relevant anywhere. I doubt the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale is gonna be something like that. And next up we have September 2nd. And that one is what was stolen again? Ruby Crown of Orinda Aries. There it is. Is there anything else here? I think that's it. And that's the last page. Okay. So that is a lot of dates now. We've got a lot more we can try and a lot more steps that we can explore with at least. We only have one way we can go, but that's fine. Parlor might let us continue at least. So we'll go parlor. Take our wind-up key. Is there a date on this paper? Do we have that date written down? Did the filing cabinets do anything? Okay, we already have the parlor letter written down. We will check in a second. Why do we have garage keys again? A spare set of car keys. How many sets of car keys do they have? We picked those up earlier. Alright, so gems are in the black box. Gems are in the white box. Only one box displays a true statement. So, if that's the case, and we know that there is one truth, one lie, and one that could be either, and we assume this one is the truth, that means that this box would be the true statement. Which means that one or both of these boxes are lying. So if the blue box is that the gems are in the black box, and the white box is that it's in the white box, that only leaves the blue box left. Yep. Alright, before we check the filing cabinets, let's see if this door is locked. Okay. So it's locked and we don't have any keys. So I think that's dead end for us. Let's check the filing cabinets. Are there any we can interact with? Not without anything else here, I think. Can't, like, go up ladder or anything. Can't get to those. There is, like, a weird... Well, I guess it's not really a weird spotlight, because there's one on that side, too. But it is very much... look at me here type setup there. And the only thing here is that. Wait, they're lettered? What's lettered? Are you talking about the keyhole there? Or am I missing a letter somewhere? Okay, you had me confused. Alright, well I am down to look at stuff if there's something you guys can think of, but currently the only things that I can think to do now are either go back to the trading post, try and make another trade, see if we can get either a lockpick set or a key card to try and continue this run, or we can go back to the drawing room and see if we can't figure out what's going on in there. Though I'm also not sure what else to try in the drawing room either. Because for all I know, these are, like, you need a special item to interact with something. Though, in that case, it's usually more obvious that it's interactable. Like the very obvious part of the wall in the secret garden, or what's another good example? Like the dynamite in the trading post that I know you're also supposed to interact with. So I don't know. You guys are also welcome, if you decide to check the wiki, to give me hints, but just warn and check if I want a hint first. But I think for this one, we'll go to the trading post again, I think. I think that's the way here. Do I want to go that way, or do I want to go other way? Technically shorter this way. Neither are shorter in terms of steps, though, given that the other one has the bedrooms that we pass through. Oh, we could also go back to the drafting studio and try some of those dates we got on the safe there. Because we know there are 8 dates that unlock 8 safes. So if we can figure out one of the dates on that one, we know it's not on one of the other ones. Yes, I do have a spider on my head. He is Yeet. He is the pet spider who is super adorable. It's a sleep mask, trades for salt shaker, that trades for ivory dice, which isn't helpful. Shovel. Shovel is actually useful here. Could find more. Car keys. Alright, we'll trade car keys for shovel. It's still not the greatest, I think, because that doesn't solve many of our problems. Maybe if we try, I don't have colliders on me that would affect him, I don't think, because it's, yeah, no. But I can reach him. Let's try trading coin purse. So that swaps back. Coupon book swaps back. So that's just gonna be swapping things around then. Which isn't really what we want. But it has changed some of these trades. So like, let's trade back car keys. Now it's car keys there. Okay, so they're just not giving us anything super useful here. There is a chance that the shovel will... I think we could get a key, maybe? If we're super lucky. Well, that's gonna be unlikely. So this is definitely a run of diminishing returns at this point, but we're gonna experiment with stuff. So I think first thing we're gonna do is go to the courtyard, and then we'll go to the drafting studio. dig spot. Please be lucky. Coin. Not what I wanted. This one. Coin. Yeah, we don't even have any shops. We just got a whole bunch of coins. Oh, there are some in the foundation too. There's some dig spots over here. Pebbles. Coin. Another one. Come on, I want a key. Turnip. We get more steps. We can wander around more. Are there any dig spots down? It's an upgrade disc. I don't think we even have... No, we do have a terminal, because there's one in the Blackbridge Grotto. So we do have access to a terminal. We can upgrade something. But there are no dig spots down here. And we don't have the door, the key we need. So we'll go check the other safe, then head out, do Blackbridge Grotto, see if we can upgrade something. And then at least we'll have unlocked some permanent upgrades and stuff this time. I wish we could at least figure out what the next step of the drawing room was. Or not, yeah, the drawing room. I was correct on that. But I don't know what you're supposed to do with these pictures. This is the correct direction anyways. Because those don't have candles, so it's not like a light the candles situation. But I don't see, like, anything to interact with. Yeah. If you feel like looking up and hinting it and spelling it for yourself, I'm more than happy to have you give me hints and get me unstuck. That is appreciated. But I don't want to push anyone to spoil for themselves if they would rather just give suggestions on what they want to try or what they want to see. Since this is a bit of a stuck moment. Heck, I wouldn't even thought there was anything in here because I thought I had already scoured it until I saw the video that gave the hint of, hey, look at this and where the guy is sitting and paintings are important. That's literally all I know. And I don't even know what you're supposed to do with those paintings. There are candles up there, but I would be very surprised if you're supposed to use the burning glass up there. There are 2 lamps. Lamps are equal. My standard thought would have been, like, look at that guy, follow which direction they're facing. But that doesn't quite work. Because it just kind of ping-pongs then. It's very hidden. Okay. Let's start with the obvious. Are the paintings telling you to walk around the room in a specific way? Because that would be my hunch. And if that's a waste of time, I would rather know that. Because my thought it would be like a follow the paintings, and if you step in the right way, then you're like standing on the spot you need to dig or something stupid like that. But I don't see like any... I actually have a shovel now and I don't see any dig spots or anything. There is also an electromagnet item that could be interrupting things. Not the paintings in the middle and on the... No, but the paintings in the middle and on the walls are part of it. Okay. So they're not telling you where to walk, which means that they're probably doing some kind of quantity of some kind based on the different sizes. Because you've got the huge steps with the horse. I assume the child has the next biggest steps, followed by the man in the fancy suit. Then I think the lady's steps are technically a little bit bigger than the old man's. But aside from, like, turning the hands of a clock, which doesn't seem possible here, I don't know how you're supposed to use those increments. I mean, it could be pointing at something else. Pay attention to every aspect of the painting on the easel. Oh, hang on, one of those are bent. Frickin' it was that! I stared at that thing several times! That explains why that painting fell off, and the one on the other side did too. So we've at least found this thing, and we can stand up on here to get this. Now the question is, do any of the dates we found work for this? Because let's try the obvious of just the dates we have already. So May, January, February, March, April, May would be 05. 02 is the date from the letter. I didn't think it would be that one. August would be 08. 22. Nope. January 27th. Nope. November 11th is just 4 ones. Nope, that's not it either. November 17th. And then February 02. 22nd. And September 2nd. Okay, I didn't think it'd be any of those. So I assume then that it's the paintings that are supposed to give you some hint to the numbers. I'm not quite sure how that's supposed to hint at the numbers. I would assume you would start at this painting and then work your way around the room to get 4 different numbers if we're looking for a date. But if that's the case, then how do you convert those into numbers? The steps are a red herring. Pay attention to who's in them. So you've got one fancy man followed by 3 fancy men, 4 fancy men on this side, and 3 fancy men on this side. So, no, that's 3. So 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 3, 4, 3. But why would that be a date? That doesn't seem like a date. The clue is to read things in here. I mean, the thing to read in here is this. But that just tells us game mechanics. There's not really anything else in here. And I can't use the magnifying glass on, like, the paintings or anything. So... There's a hint somewhere, but it doesn't give anything away. Does it not hint at where the hint is? That would be my next question. Because if I could find the hint myself, that would be the ideal. Not that. Sure, drop the hint. Two horses on that one. There might be a good chance that I've seen the hint before and just didn't connect it to this. But I don't know on that front. Oh. Yeah, that is the one from these pairs of pictures, where you take the one-letter difference and put them in the same order that you find them in this one. So, like, in this room, we have a chart and a cart. So it is a H here. But that's why you heard me say before 8 dates, 8 safes. Instead of gate, think gate for the paintings. So there's one gate there. But wait, each one has each of the different types of gates on there. So aside from that, it would just be 1, 4, 4, 4. Because they all have the old man, the lady, the child, the fancy man, and the horse. Horse, lady, old man, fancy man, child. Oh, that would be 5, not 4. But still, 1, 5, 5, 5 isn't useful. That's not gonna be a date. It could be the... What is the most prominent gate? Hi, duck. Is it really tricky? I bet it is, honestly. Because it is... This feels like one of the bizarre ones. Honestly, this is probably a, like, supposed to be a post-credits puzzle, based on what I know. I just have access to it now, and I want to figure it out, because I still have not fully figured out how to even get to the credits, so I'm working on what I have. I'm gonna say give me a little bit longer to think through this and, like, play warmer colder with me is kind of how I would go with this. Because we've established that there are 5 different characters. You've got the old man, the fancy dude, child, horse, lady. And fancy man, like, my soul is telling me this is 1. Partially because I know this is a date. And unless, actually no, because it could be doing the European style of date where it does day first, then month. So if that's the case, then this could be like the third most like the third biggest gate. And then if he has third biggest gate, he could be 3 type thing. Some of the paintings are not needed. Because my thought would be, if, like, say he's 3, then the next one would be, what is the most prevalent? So there are more old men on this wall than anything else. So I would say that the smallest gate 1 would be next. So you have 3, 1, which 31st is in fact a date. And then this one has mostly fancy men. So that'd be another 3. And then this one has mostly old men, I think. Because that's 5 old men, only 3 horses, 2 children, 2 ladies. So 3, 1, 3, 1. But that's not really a date unless they're going for a year. So I'm gonna try 3, 1, 3, 1, just sanity check it. Unless it's backwards and it's 13, 13. No. So, I guess the question then is the gate relevant due to the size compared to the others? So, like, being the third largest or the smallest? Or does the gate have its own relevance that I'm supposed to guess from somewhere else? So is it relational, or is it you need only look at the picture itself to figure out what the number associated with the gate is? Do we know that? I want to, like, climb on this chair and see that. The size of the paintings doesn't matter, but the number of certain drawings in the same position does matter. Okay, so are we talking position as an orientation, or position as in just which wall they're positioned on? So, like, right horse versus left horse. Person, not position. Okay, so size of painting doesn't matter, but the fact that it's 3 old men does, which makes sense. So if that's the case, well, we do count things, that's obvious. But I have to figure out what to count on each one. So if there's 1 proper man, then, like, how do you know? Oh, hang on, is it which one? No, because both of those have the old men above the door. Unless you're supposed to count the old men on both of them. So if it's 1, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 old men, so 1, 7. And then 2 horses, so 1, 7, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 7, 2, 5. Okay. Well, the tricky part of that is just figuring out which exit or which side it's on. So let's call this front. So front is the one fancy man. Let me pull out my notes. So front has 1 fancy man. Oh, you're paying attention to all of them and not which wall? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 fancy men. Yeah, this puzzle is a bit crazy. And then let's do the lady next. And how's your day going, Victory? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 of the lady? Count duplicate people in the painting as their own number. Yes. I believe I did that, didn't I? Because I counted 3 fancy men there, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I've still got 11. You woke up early to make sausages. Very nice. Let's do the child next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 child. And then we have old man and horse left. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 old men. And then horses, 1, 2, 3. What was I on? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 horses. So we've got 11 fancy men, 4 ladies, 5 children, 15 old men, and 6 horses. How do we do anything with that? Have the info make dates from those numbers? Well, 11, 15 could be a date. What? How else would you make dates from those numbers? I assume it's still looking for a 4-digit code, correct? Or is it looking for 6 digits this time, and I just didn't realize it wants 6 digits. Okay, it does want 4 digits. So then most of those can be, but they only... You'd only take 2 then. How are you supposed to know which 2 to take? It's like 0515 is a date. Or 0411 is a date. 1505. I doubt you would have to add them together unless there was some way that would make sense. Because it could be like the fancy, the child, and the old man could all technically be the same person or something. It'd be weird, but it's a possibility. We already added stuff. Okay, so math class is let out already, so I'm going down the wrong path with adding. 04, 06. Those are kind of the 2 odd ones out of they're not male. Well, I'm assuming. I don't know if the horse is male. And knowing what I know about this game, it doesn't matter if you put date first or month first. So, if I try, like, lady and horse, then I don't need to try horse and lady, because it just already tested that one, essentially. So that's why I'm not double putting some of these in. 1104, 1105. I assume it would still work both ways. So the reason I say that is because depending on where you're at, whether it's US or UK, whether the month comes first or the date comes first is different. So that's why they programmed it to accommodate both, like, December 31st or the 31st of December. Because they don't want to punish you for using the wrong date format. So the game may, or the wiki may have it one way, but it probably works both. Okay, what else? I'm starting to forget what combinations I haven't tried. Ooh, head pat. Head pat done. I don't think I've tried Old Man and Horse. 506. 1506. 0506. No. Lady and Child, 0504 or 0405. I may have a lot of brain, but that doesn't mean that the brain cell is always under my control. 1106. What does the yeet say? The yeet says we're lost. Because I can't put, like, fancy lady and child, because 1145 is not a date. So it's gotta be only 2. But I don't know which one it would be. 1104. Based on what I know, it's unlikely to be the horse. Just because horses haven't come up in this game very much at all. So if that's the case, the lady, we have the Duchess, as well as Marigold, who is our mother, I believe, that are both prominent figures. So there could be an argument for the lady being one. And then the old man depends on whether our great uncle, I believe, considers himself an old man, or whether he considers himself a fancy man. And then child could be us, could be how he sees another grandchild or something. I don't know. It does seem so weird that the gates are a red herring. They seem like they'd have to... I have 11, 4, 5, 15, and 6. I feel like the fancy man has to be one of them, given that he's front and center here. But he doesn't really have a pair in terms of gait, unless the child also has his gait or something. Because that'd be my other thought, is doesn't match. Yeah. things that I don't really want to just keep hard testing it of just try every combination, because that doesn't feel good, and that also doesn't explain how we're supposed to get there. So I feel like there has to be something of why two are chosen, and if they're not in either order, why the order that it is. So we just tried all the combinations starting with Fancy Man, so I guess we'll start all the combinations starting with Lady. So 04, 11, 04, 05, 04, 15. Okay, it was 04, 15 apparently. So I don't know why it was the lady and the old man. But now we get a gem out of this one. And we get... So it's just because the date on the thing was April 15th. I don't know how we're supposed to get the date from inside the safe. I will tell you why that letter said 6 after we read the letter. Let me read the letter first, TJ, and then we can go over that. But let me first put down April 15th as whatever letter this one is. So we'll call this one the drawing room letter in our notes. I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into... Oh, okay. I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you might not have been ready for. It's cruel, the way time rips through our lives, leaving them barren and fruitless like wind-scarred plains. Throughout all of this, I know your principal concern has always been Simon. I believe that's our name. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realize that fact. Everyone knows you understand this. I don't know whether you're talking about the purr or the meh I did at the at the start of it. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. A child should never suffer the iniquity of their parents. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining the worst-case scenarios, not because I think such an outcome is likely. No, Mary, I have a few apprehensions and fewer fears. Assuming everything goes according to plan, you should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday, and while 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I always heard the days pass by more quickly in the East. As for me and you, I have already come to terms that our meeting yesterday was very likely our last. I am too old and stubborn to ever leave this place and too attached to the home our family has built up. Room by room, yes, I have a strong premonition I will be buried in red soil under red flags. A compromise I know you yourself would never accept. It's been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. Your mother and I spoke of little else during your school days. I know she'd feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now to see you following in your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifices he did. Farewell, my marigold. Maybe we meet again, or we may yet meet again, your Uncle Herbert. Okay. So that is between our mother and our great Uncle Herbert then, which I guess he does see himself as the old man and our mother would be the lady? So that, I guess that would make sense for why it's the old man and the lady are the ones that do it. Seems a bit weird to have that connection, but I guess it makes sense. Was that correct, TJ? Was there a key in there too? If there is, we're lucky. No. No key. And then as for why it is 6, there are 8 safes, and I believe each of them have a red letter. So we have found number 6. So we've currently unlocked 2 safes. When you move the candle, the lady painting moved up. Both the old man and the lady have the same walking distance. Okay. That makes sense, but also it's a weird stretch. I don't think that would get thing. And there is, I saw the grab thing. The grab thing's for the letter. And that was the gem we already picked up. Allie, thank you for the follow. Alright, so then the last thing that we can do, well, not the last thing, but one of the last things that we can do, aside from going to Blackbridge Grotto to use our upgrade disc, is heading into the drafting studio and seeing if we can figure out what the frick we're supposed to do on that tiny safe. Because we do have that tiny safe that we still have access to as well. I hope it's less crazy than that. We at least know where the safe is. Yes, I have solved the painting puzzle. I have the full, if we count small gates, 8 gates crack 8 safes. I've got that. So we do have a small safe, because the small safe is the one in the drawing room over here. I just don't know what date cracks the safe. And I don't know how to find that. The only date that I could find of relevance in this room was the November 7th being day 1, but I'm pretty sure that's just day 1 for our playthrough of this game. Unless it's supposed to be that we're supposed to put the current one, which is day 27, December 3rd. But I doubt this updates every day. $12:03. No. Oh, count small gates. Okay, that makes sense. Surely the numbers from the paintings don't carry to other rooms. I don't think the paintings in the drawing room carry to this room. Because this safe is different. The thing that I can say is that this safe does match another safe, which is in a room that I forget the name of. Because I recognize this room is a different one, and it does have a safe in that location. I don't know if the same date cracks both safes, but that does feel like it would be weird. Because that wouldn't then be 8 dates crack 8 safes. It would be frickin' 7 dates crack 8 safes, essentially. So, I don't know. That one's tricky. I don't know. Yeah, so let's just... We've already done that one. I don't know if there is another hint or something we're supposed to interact with in here. Do you want to do the same thing on this one, Silver? Do the same warmer, colder? And I've not heard of Safecracker. If you're down for it, I'm down for it. Spin. I do like that you can just spin these. Is there anything hidden in here that we need the magnifying glass for? That would be the other question. Ooh, I have popcorn too. I should be eating more of my popcorn. Oh, the other thing to think about is, there are gates in this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gates. Alright, well, it's a bit hard to say I've solved it. I've definitely found the next hint, I guess. So, if there are 8 gates, what do we do with that information? There are 5 gates of one kind, 3 gates of another. So it could be 05, 03. Or 03, 05. I guess let's try that one. Nope, 05, 03, just to be sure. I don't know if I did that one correctly. 05, 03. Nope, okay. So then, the next thought, is it based on the apples next to the gates? Are we supposed to count, like, the apples on the ground? But that doesn't quite make sense either. What else are we supposed to do with these gates? There's no way that's the number of apples. I could count all of the apples on this picture. That's not how many apples there are. Because there's 4 apples here, 4 apples here, 5 apples here, 3 apples there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. There are 37 apples drawn in this picture. There could be more somewhere else in this scene, but there are only... I already forgot the number. Man, that tells you just how bad my memory is. I literally said the number, I counted it out, and I still forgot. It was 30-something. Honestly, if you haven't clipped that already, you might want to. The other thing that we could count is the number of branches. Okay, apples don't mean anything. I doubt the branches would either. You'll clip it later. That's fair. Do these have a different number of steps, or is it like same steps on each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About the same on each. You'll clip it when the puzzletism stops. Fair. So if it's not the apples, it's not the stairs. It's not 05, 03, nor 03, 05. Is there something to do with the shape of the gates? Because, like, these ones could be 4. And then these ones could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 04, 07. But that seems like a very weird way to do it. And it's not either. The gates are part of it. Shapes probably don't matter. I'm very close. Well, I'm glad I'm very close. I hope I can sort this out, though. Does which gate is connected to which path matter, would be my next question. Because there are 3 paths that connect 3 of the, like, the 3 gates to those ones. Keep using the magnifying glass? Okay. That's a good hint. Is there like some date or something else drawn that we're supposed to be seeing? Eight gates, November 7th, and a whole bunch of apples. So is it supposed to be something like on the lower half then? But I don't see anything here. This game, I believe, does have some stuff that is like literally only visible through the magnifying glass, so that wouldn't be too out of the ordinary. But I don't see anything on any of the other ones, nor on the day one, which means that the magnifying glass is supposed to be only usable for these. I don't know if we're supposed to link those to something else we missed somewhere else. And it's way simpler than counting bricks, roads, branches. Also, hi, Eternal. So it's not about counting. It could be about... Maybe you've got 02 and then these are all counted together, so it's 0206. Because you could link it by whether or not the path is linked to the gate. Unless there's supposed to be something relevant about November 7th and the gates. Well, yes, I imagine all the gates matter. My question is, do the paths matter, or how the paths are linked to the gates? Does that matter? Because of course the gates matter. Nah, probably not. I'm overthinking it. Okay. That sounds like me, honestly. Oh.
Save your
Well, I
progress.
can't save in this one. Not until we get through the day. So we don't need to count apples. We know that there are 8 gates. Of course, I expect you to troll if you're helping me like this. If it bugs you, Lemonade, I can just remove yours from the list of them. But it's not 0503. I'm gonna try 0206 and 0602 just to make sure that I've got those covered, but it doesn't sound like it's those. Okay, it's not those. Discord live alerts are broken again. Of course they are. Just like the drawing room, what is the puzzle painting message? 8 dates crack... Well, if you count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Oh, hang on, are we only supposed to count the small gates? Like, are these ones only the small gates? But then, that would just be 05. All gates. Okay, yeah, I counted the gates. There are a total of 8 gates. 5 that have the holes and 3 that don't. I don't know what that's supposed to be. How much gates we have? We have 8 gates. 3 of them are the wooden ones, and 5 of them are these iron ones. Is there, like, something else somewhere else in the room of wood versus iron or something? Oh, is it just November 8th? Frickin' hell. Why? Alright, we've got number 5. Yeah, we did do this for this, didn't we? So November 8th, Uncle, in a few hours we are departing as planned. We will be taking the old mountain way tunnels to the north. We'll go as far as we can by trolley until the rails give out. Then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. I've never been as excited, nervous, and heartbroken. I may never know if I've made the right decisions, but I've made the ones I felt my father might have nodded in approval at. Yeah, I'm a bit dumb at the simpler answers, I feel like. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house, this unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were all for. Explain to him, if you can, the intersection between foolishness and doctrine, the thin wire we stood upon above the world, holding hands and throwing stones, holding hands and throwing stones. In those days, we were guilty of everything, as always, Mary. Alright, well, that's all that's in this one, then. So we've got 2 safes open this run. It wasn't really what I set out to do, but we'll take it. Yeah, she can write very small, but she is a writer. That is kind of her job. Also a way of unlocking 4 permanent editions. Which permanent editions? Did I miss something? I have not gathered that bit yet. I know that we do have a permanent edition of, like, going to the Blackbridge Grotto and using our upgrade disc. So we still need to do that. We've got enough steps for that. Oh, yeah, I already have those 4. I know there are more permanent editions than just those 4. I've been spoiled that much already. That's why I thought you were talking about some of the other permanent editions that we haven't gotten yet. But I think let's go to the Blackbridge Grotto. Yes, I can use any computer terminal, but I don't have any other computer terminals available. The only one that I have at the moment, I believe, is Blackbridge Grotto. Because all of the doors that we have left are either locked via key or locked via key card. And we don't have a key card, nor lockpicks or anything. So we're going to go to the Blackbridge Grotto. Because that's the only one that we have access to, and we have the steps to do it. Should be straight shot down until we get to Breakfast Nook. You want tiny paper safe? We'll make a tiny paper safe then. You can bite some of the additions. Like the orchard you can technically bite. It has food in it. I suppose you could technically bite the gems, but it's not recommended. I do know some room combinations. But I've not... There's a lot I haven't uncovered. Blackbridge Grotto right here. It has infinite apples. Alright, so this thing. Oh, okay, no, we can use the upgrade disc here. I was a bit worried, because we haven't gotten the password to this yet. Which I assume is in the Blackbridge book that's in the bookshop that we bought and then immediately lost because the game crashed. Well, the entire computer crashed. Storeroom upgrade. Alright. Because of nostalgia, I guess. So we've got 1 key, or 1 extra key, 1 extra gem, or 10 extra coins. I don't think 10 extra coins is the way to go here. I'm more often running out of keys than I am running out of gems, I think. So I'm leaning keys. It's hard to say if one's more valuable. They're used in different ways, because, like, as you noticed, we ran out of keys this run, so we can't go forward. But say we had keys, but all of the rooms that we wanted to get were gem rooms. Then we'd be in a bit of trouble if we ran out of gems. But I think I'm gonna go with keys on this one. Alright, so we've got that. We don't have any of these thingies, so we can't open that door. Don't know the password to the terminal. This is another hint that I've never figured out what this is. It's just binary, but confusing. So I don't know what that's for. Big puzzle later. Okay, so something we don't have access to. Got it. We've got 20 more steps. We've already done the observatory. We got all the dates from the archive, but I'm starting to feel like those aren't actually that important. And no, I have not actually reached room 46 somehow. I have played 27 days and still not figured it out. I have gotten into the antechamber, and we've actually gotten down to the basement through the fountain, but I ended up losing the basement key before I could go down through the foundation, so I'm currently trying to get the basement key back, but haven't made my way back to the antechamber yet. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't think there's anything else I can check with the magnifying glass while I have it. And headpad. Yeah, it's a tricky game. And especially given that I keep getting sidetracked with stuff that is clearly late puzzles. Like, I know you can get to room 46 without doing any of the safes, but I'm still trying to do the safes whenever I see them, so I am very much Kitty gets distracted and does random stuff, so I might not always be going directly towards the safe, or towards room 46. But I'm still finding things, and I'm still unlocking things, so progress. Players that take 100 days to not reach room 46 suck. Somebody got close, day 91 and they reached 46. I mean, I don't know if that's... Like, people do things at their own pace.
Eternal 2319 wants cat to shapeshift. Uncat tall.
You want tall uncat? You know, I used to have the thing of you could only pick one shapeshift. So I might just give you uncat and not do tall, because I'm lazy. But I can very much do uncat. How do you feel about that? What if I just do uncat and not tall? And Tanny's already crying. Yeah, uncat is usually uncanny. Here, you know what? Let's... Wow. What other outer rooms have I opened? I've done the shelter, and I've done the safe at the shelter. I've done classroom. I think I've gotten like all of the outdoor rooms at least once. So it was that. I'm gonna make Tanny hate it more. There you go. Tall uncat. Also, one thing I don't think you've noticed, or that many have noticed, just because of how I'm usually positioned. When I uncat, I also lose my tails. So that's good to know. Is that uncat is literally uncat. I am fully uncatted. Oh, there's is that visible on stream? The random emote lying over there? I don't know if it is. Oh, it is. Oh, and now it's gone. Okay. How does it feel to be human? Weird. Feels very weird. Also, wait. Hang on. Is my hand tracking messed up? Yes, my hand tracking froze at some point. I am surprised that it didn't have other issues. But good to know. I guess the question now is, what do we do with our remaining steps? And Tanny, I am still cat. So we've solved drawing room, we've solved drafting studio. Pool, you'd need the pump room to empty, but we don't really care about that right now. Observatory, we've already got the thing. Call it a day and go to the next one? Fair. There's not really all that much here. Oh, one thing that we can do, though. Just before we
Where
forget.
did you put Mum?
Danny, I am me. One thing that we haven't done today is that we can stick thingy in here. We can make a wish. There we go. Do I have the chapel today? No, I do not. Do not have the chapel. And I don't think there's... I could double check the mailroom with the magnifying glass, but I don't think there was anything in there. It is super cool, I agree. And we definitely didn't get enough to do the chessboard, because we do also have we do also have the elevator for those who are just joining this time. Yeah, feed the chapel would be a funny way of doing it, but we don't have chapel, and I don't think there's anything super interesting we can do with the remaining rooms that we have. Oh, hang on, I don't think I've taken the magnifying glass to read the books in the elevator. So we could try that. So we'll go elevator. I don't often have the magnifying glass, I think. That was the perfect time to do that, Tanny, since I was eating. Alright, so this thingy, does this have anything that is interesting with the magnifying glass? I don't think so. Because it's just note about what this place is. I'm glad you like No Man's Sky Eternal. It's always good to find games you like.
Om nom 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 nom. This is some buttery popcorn.
Yeah, buttery popcorn is good. Alright, so fairly safe to say there's not much on that one. We do not have enough of the thingies for this chessboard. Because we still have not seen a king in any of the rooms, and we don't have any of the queen rooms today. I don't know if we even have a bishop room today. So safe to say not useful. Door that is closed isn't useful. Yeah, the chessboard is at least one that I've been trying to do. It's just a rough one. Foreman's copy doesn't say anything. Was there anything redacted in here? Or is it all just ripped out? Because if it's just ripped out, the magnifying glass isn't going to help us. Yeah, I have a running list of which rooms have which pieces. So then, whenever I'm pretty certain that I have all of the pieces, I can just look back at my my map for the day and figure out where they go. I don't think this is super useful.
I want mom back.
Alright. Calling it a day then.
Save your progress.
Oh, head pet's done. And close enough. There we go. And hello, Nerf. I am glad Geek looks content. I am content with head pats too. Alright, so we exit, save and continue.
Mama monster replaced you. It was scary.
Tanny, that was me. You know I'm a shapeshifter. When I should have a raspberry. Allowance. What do you mean I'm defenseless against the boxes? What is this about mustard? And don't gnaw on my raspberries. Lemonade, do you want to be fed to yeet again? Yeah, I know my hands don't work. My hand tracking stopped responding a while ago, and it's just still not responding. So Hovel isn't super good. I think we're gonna be fine on gems today. Shelter is pretty decent, but the special items might also be useful. Oh, that is pretty impressive for one day, TJ. No biting my raspberries, Lemonade. Hang on. Where's the lemonade? Alright, I have the lemonade. You get yeeted. Good tool shed, why not?
Nom 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 nom.
What are you nomming? Alright, so now we've got options. We've got shovel and sledgehammer.
Your hair.
Okay, well that's fine. As long as it's not my raspberries. Left first. So all of them going the same direction. It's just a matter of which one do we want. Personally, I like the parlor puzzle best. Get our wind-up key. The box next to this box contains gems. The box next to this box is true.
Uppies?
The box next to this box is false. Yeah, you can have uppies, Tanny. Let me grab the pin. Where's the Tanny? There's the Tanny. Nope, that's a victory. Question is, where do you want uppies? Do you want like super high uppies, or do you want uppies on Yeet? But Yeet's gonna be moving around a lot, so that one's not great. Here, I'll put you on my shoulder. You usually like that. 17. Yeah, that's enough uppies. I'll put you... You can be in this upper corner. And yeah, I know you can open all the directions. I generally like doing just one way first, just so that there's less in my head, and I know that I have 2 more options. So let's see. If we assume this one's true and this one's false, then that confirms this one's true and we know nothing about this box. So that's not helpful. So let's assume this one's true. This one contains gems. That doesn't mean that that one has to be true, but that would make that one true, which means that that one would be false, which is indeed true, given that that one and that one would have to be true. So this one has gems. I still don't entirely know how I do all of that, but it works every time. I really like logic puzzles. Logic puzzles are fun. Bedroom's not terrible there, but I'm leaning towards the pantry, actually, I think. I'd rather save bedroom for later. We could secret passage into an orange.
Mother
That
Kaleidoscope,
should-
I must inquire a question. Give me a number between 1 and 25.
4. At the end of the day, the parlor always... Wait, what? At the end of the day, parlor always look which statement says where the gems are at. Yeah, basically. That's the one I usually try and start with. Was there anything else that I missed in chat? No. Okay, we're fine. So it's a question of, do I want to go secret passage into orange and try and get into foundation immediately, or do I want to pantry to the left?
Hey cat, this is Blender. Go ahead and save before I crash again.
This isn't a save spot, Tanny. And hi, Aniki. Yes, we have Yeet the spider on our head. They're adorable. I know that was not you, Silver. It was you from the past. Do I need to flip a coin? How do I want to decide this? Because neither are particularly bad. I think I'll go pantry. We'll save the gems for later. Yep. Oops. Got those. Also, is this... Nah. I don't know if 555 is relevant anywhere. Ooh, den is really good in that spot. I like the den. Alright. So then hopefully we get a dead end in this room. And we can get a dead end out of our deck. Ooh, planetarium. Or walk-in closet. We've yet to see the planetarium. And yes, there is a pawn in the den. I don't think he'll be a rook. Walk-in closet is likely to return investment. No, I think he'll always be a pawn. Yeah, we'll go walk-in closet. Because I do like the one that returns on investment. So there's 3. Where's our 4th item? The coupon book over here. Alright, that's not bad. I think everything else is fine in here. And then we'll keep going. Patio breakfast nook. We don't have any green rooms yet, so that one's not useful. Chapel's not bad here. We would lose some coin, but that's not terrible. I think what we'll do, because I could drop Chapel and then just come back to this path later and go start on the other ones. Because that leaves us the most options. I think I will do that. I think I'll do Chapel. And then we'll just turn around and walk away for now. And we'll go try to the right. Kitchen, bedroom, corridor. I'd like to save the corridor for later. That door always left unlocked is useful. Kitchen early is not bad. It's definitely better than the bedroom, but it does spend a gem. And we'll roll with it. And then I think we will actually do the thing of open all of them this time. Do we want a secret passage there? I think we'll... Because if we secret passage, we could get to a green room. Green room generally has all of them, like, many doors. It's more likely to have many doors. And then we could get a thing for free as well. I guess we'll go that one. We'll plan for green door there. We'll come back to it, though. What does this tell us? It's main course, beef stew pie. Country stew pie gives you an additional 10 for boiler room. So if we see a boiler room, we definitely want to pick that up then. But we're not in dire need of that. Though we could... Yeah, tomato soup would be the biggest thing we could buy. If we wanted to just save our money so it didn't go into the thingy. We'll go this way first. Observatory's not bad. Drawing room gives us good options, though. I think let's go... Drawing room or observatory? Drawing room. Also, does this still give us the gem? Because we already opened it. Or no, because... Oh, no, it does give us the gem. Okay. So we spent a gem, got a gem. That's a good trade. So then we'll check this way. Gymnasium. That is pretty good for that. We're not going to walk through there too many times. Could also do the commissary, though. I'm leaning towards the gymnasium. I think we'll do gymnasium. And then also, while we're here, can we pop open this? Boiler room. Well, that's the one we wanted. But that does mean that the gymnasium north door is a little bit more dangerous to us. We'll grab the boiler room. That means that power's gonna have to go north. Because we're aiming for a green door on the secret passage. This is a weird one, because I want to expand things, but that means I want to bet on things too. Let's lock in boiler room for this. We'll come back to the boiler room. And I want to go do that green door on the other one. Because hallway's not going to help us there. Bedroom's not going to carry thing either. We could do... If we do red room, that will carry power. Because I believe all of the red rooms we have left carry power. Unless it's like the frickin' laboratory or lavatory or something, which I don't really want to draw a red. We could do gold to get a shop, but that's not going to be helpful either. I think green's the way to go here. Green or orange, really. Dark room can 100% send power. You are correct on that one. There is high probability that if we do dark room, or if we do red, it will result in us being able to pick a power source. But I don't think we want power to go that direction anyways. I think we want power to go up. So I think the better option is green room here. Hope that we get a green room that gives us options to go between the rooms better. So I'm gonna... Green room was gut check. We'll follow green room. And cloister was in fact what I wanted to see, but I don't want to see... I don't want to spend 3 gems on it. I was hoping it would land in this slot. So given that... Do we want to sacrifice one of the boiler room doors and just deal with the boiler room puzzle and make it so we can go between those two? Or do we want to spend enough to get the core yard and have more pathways that way? I'm leaning towards aquarium. So it might have the things, but it's not going to be connected to the boiler room. So either way, aquarium's not going to help us there. Unless it still connects despite not being connected by a door. I don't know if that's how that works. But I'm leaning aquarium just because it's free. So I'll do aquarium. You open up the vents to the top and connect to the aquarium. True, true. We could loop it. Hello to you too, Danny. So hallway would be the most connecting there, but I don't think I actually care to do the most connecting one there. I'd rather save hallway for later. Billiards room is the one that looks the best to me here. Penny is a little bit of a menace. Alright, no secret items this time. Nothing left about. Nope. Okay, so we just gotta do the puzzle then. Alright, math time. 5, and then that is 8 divided by 4 is gonna be 2. Okay, so then we've got 6 minus 1 is 5, times 3 is 15, divided by 5 is 3. And then we have 20, minus 6 is 14, times 2 is 28, divided by 7? Can you? What is 28 divided by 7? Oh, 7 times 2 is 14. So that would be 4. Hey! And we get a silver key. It may be easy maths, I just struggle with maths sometimes. I think let's check this door over here first. We've done actually a pretty good job of filling out stuff. We just need to double back to that gymnasium at some point. West Wing Hall. I think I'd rather save for further along the West Wing. Garage 3 keys is pretty nice. Though the option of doubling back into the chapel is also kind of nice. Though garage... No, garage can be found going north. It just can't be found going south, if I recall. So we could West Wing Hall into garage, possibly. I think I'll lock in West Wing Hall. And then... I don't really want to double back just yet, but we are getting a bit north. Maybe... Let's double back. Let's actually double back. Let's double back to the boiler room. And go do the boiler room. And heck, even before we do that one, let's duck into the gymnasium and do the south. Some gymnasium, we're gonna lose some steps, that's fine. No running shoes or anything in here. Conservatory. I don't think we've actually gotten this one yet. And we do have a shovel. Also, wait. I forgot to dig up the spots in the aquarium, didn't I? I tend to forget I have a shovel. Oh, breaker would have been good for gym, but I haven't seen this room yet, so I had to go for this one. It's West Wing only. Is garage, West Wing Hall, Her Ladyship's chamber. From south-facing doors. Okay, so you have to go north and then go south to trigger Her Ladyship's chamber. That's interesting. East Wing only is East Wing Hall and master bedroom. I've never seen the master bedroom, now that I think about it. Other special cases, conservatory, only draftable in a corner, and bookshop, only draftable from the library. So that's how we got the bookshop last time. And how we got the conservatory this time, because we're in a corner. Interesting. Is there anything else in here? I think it's just this. So in the conservatory, you'll be able to permanently adjust the rarity and rates that determine how often certain floor plans are drawn. Rarity changes will be reset using the can be reset using the directory in this room. So we can change the rumpus room, the dormitory, or the conference room. Making the conference room more common might be useful. It is a T-junction and does pick up items from spread. So those are both very useful functions. The rumpus room does have lore and 8 coins, which is interesting. But I'm leaning towards conference room. It is more generally usable. I nearly choked on popcorn there. So that one's normally unusual. Hang on, back out of that. What if we click on the rumpus room? Okay, so it's currently a standard, which is fine. How common do we want it is the question. Maybe not commonplace, maybe standard? Because we do want it to be pretty common, but we don't want it to be, like, guaranteed in every house. Because maybe it's not that useful. It's currently unusual. Okay, so rare is as high as it goes. I think changing it to a standard is my gut. Oh, that just reset it. Yeah, because I am nom and popcorn. Guess we exit? Okay. So I think that changed conference room to be more common, but not, like, overflowing. And then do we want to go north from the gymnasium, or do we want to go straight to the boiler room? Either way, we're gonna have to double walk through the gymnasium. So I think we just go to the boiler room first. Alright. So then we first need to power the... Well, we have to get over there too. Hang on, do we have everything that we need to power the boiler? If we just flip that, is that enough? It in fact is. And then we can set that to go that way. And then if we flip this around, that door opens. Okay, so we already had it set up. Oh. Well, there's not any way to save unless we end the day, so we're not saving right now. Ooh. Security. Archives is really good for the multiple directions, though, but I don't think I want to deal with not being able to see all plans this early. It's a boiler room. It's not a nuclear reactor. Do I want to deal with red room blocking the third floor plan for the rest of the run, or do I want to deal with security and wasting a jump? I think I want security. Alright. Also, there was another spoiler that I did see where the images on these monitors actually do matter. Because you've got the spare room, the walk-in closet, the archive, and then the nook. So that's Swan. And then you've got the storeroom, the office, the nursery. What is this room? Gallery? So Swan Song, and then hallway, security, showroom. So Swan Song, HSS. But what about these ones? So you've got the library, the what is that one called? I know that one, I just don't remember what that one's called. Wine cellar. So LW, that one is the vault, LWV, music room, and then that's the nook again. So LW, VMN. It's Roman numeral. Where did you get Roman numeral from? LW. MVN. I don't know. But let's first do log into network. One song HSS. For that, yep. That was the that was the spoilery bit of. I kind of stumbled into that one just on YouTube and didn't realize what was happening before I. Actually, no. I shouldn't lie. I just got curious. All right. So home security surveillance. Oh, what is this? See this is where I stopped because when I saw that it was a password, I was like, I want to enter this myself. So I don't know. The rest are Roman numerals. I'm gonna have to write that down then. But let's see. Let's see 1987. Ooh, the library. So there's 2 people in the library there. Wait, is that us? Is that us when we're younger? No, that's our mother. That's our mother and our granduncle, I believe. God, I have popcorn for this. Okay. So they started at the library in the morning, and then something happened at the entrance at noon? Hi, Hazel. Someone's walking into the frame. I'm doing good. We are learning lots of stuff today. Is that a butler? Walking along with a vase? Or maybe that's an urn. I don't know. I'm not sure what's special about that one. Maybe that was actually the driver who got fired because he was moving booze. I don't know though. I don't know if that was before or after his fire date. Security from the next day in the afternoon. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, wait, I think that's her mother. What is that? That's a unique shape. Is that one of the shapes that we already know? gonna take a screenshot of that. And then we have... Oh, there's nothing from 1988. What happened in 1988? Do we have that date written down anywhere? Oh, hang on. Our mom went missing in 87. So, we shouldn't see any more of our mother since 1987. I wrote down all of the years for the newspaper clippings. We had ones from 85, 86, and 87. I didn't see any from 88. Unless that was the heist from September 2nd, but given that the previous entry that we had for 87 was in February, September wouldn't be far-fetched. Yeah, that one didn't have a year, but I think that one was 87. So let's check 89. No footage found. Interesting. 90? No footage found again. 91, no footage found. 92, no footage found. 93. Okay, now we've got some stuff. So that is November 6th in the parlor in the evening. What? What is this? What have we done? Did I break the game? Maybe? Why would the game trailer be in the...
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby
Wait,
reveal
this
all
was...
wills
No, this was the,
made by me.
because November 7th is day 1. So this is, I guess, the day before the start, which is why it's the game's intro again.
Son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Because I believe this is the day 1 intro.
And bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
And what do you mean I'm violent? I'm just eating raspberries over here. That was the day 1 intro. So since November 6th is the day before the like actual canonical date of day 1 in the game, I think that's why November 6th parlor is the intro to the game. That still leaves a question. What are the other 3? So, let's see, I guess. Oh, is this the date we walked into? Yeah, this is the date we walked into security. I guess that's why it's day X, because it doesn't record what date we first walked into security. So this is just letting us watch the cutscenes again. I kind of wish it recorded when we did walk into security and let us know. That would be cool. No, I've been in the security room. We're watching back the security footage. So we're seeing the cutscenes that we've already seen. Yeah, it really did draw attention to the pictures, or like the scenes immediately, didn't it? It was like, hey, figure out what these are, and I just ignored it for multiple days. Way too many days. It's us. Yeet is adorable. I love Yeet too. Alright, and then the other 2 are going to be the first 2 Rumpus Room ones that we've already seen. Given the time, I don't think we're going to rewatch those right now. If you want to see those, you can go check the VODs. I've got VODs of this game for a reason. Wait, what? Why could I select things that aren't there? Okay, I can't select things that aren't there. So we'll leave that be. Do we want to go left or right first? I'm gonna rather go right first. Have a good night, Hazel. Furnace gets us a key. we could do that. Hang on, if we turn on and off the power, doesn't that make another key come out? So that would just basically let us print keys, if I'm understanding that correctly. I don't know if that's what I want to do, but that might be an option. That could be a mix that we could do. Question is, do we want to do that, or do we want to do one of the other things? So the rooms that it's not complete RNG, because like, since we already put down the walk-in closet, we're not going to get the walk-in closet again up here. It essentially works like a deck, where if you don't select it, it could come around again. If you do select it, it's out of the pool. And like you saw with the conservatory, we can change how common something is or how uncommon something is. So we do have some control, and we can add things to our deck as we find them. That's what happened with the observatory earlier today, where we found the planetarium and add that to our pool. I think let's do furnace. And then I have a weird thing I want to do. We'll first pick up this spot. We now have an extra key. And then Let's do... Go back. Can we change the direction of this? And then I'm gonna assume that it's registered that the power has moved off of there. But we want to go back this way. It doesn't matter that power's this way. It doesn't do anything. That doesn't sound right. I would definitely contact Twitch support for that. Let's get rid of a dead end here. I don't want that one. We haven't gotten planetarium yet, so we could do that one. I'd rather not spend our only gem here. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, hang on, there's a paper. Oh, it's just the star schedule. Definitely contact Twitch support then, Eternal. Because somebody's not right with that. I was double checking if it says if you were subbed or not. Nothing tucked behind the chairs? Nah. Okay. So we at least got dead end out of our deck. That's useful. And we have no reason to go back in there. And then if we swap it back, will it print another key for us? The list of fruits in the other room? Do you mean the 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges that was in the pantry? And I don't know which paper you were talking about that mentioned apples. Oh, wait. Oh, you mean the planetarium listed apples. Yes. There is a constellation that makes it so that apples give you more steps. That is referring to the same apple that you can get in the pantry. Also, I forgot to actually finish with this, didn't I? Music room, pool room, vault. MPV. So let's try Swan Song MPV. Nope. Okay, that's not one. Oh, we also haven't checked the state inventory. Okay, there's 3 keys somewhere around. I'm less worried about keys. They're actually probably in the chapel, given that that's one of the places keys or coins can spawn. And then keycard system, system settings, change offline mode to unlocked, confirm that setting. And then we don't have a good amount of keys nor a keycard, so we don't want to change the security level yet. So now the question, do you still have the hint thingy up, Eternal? Or not Eternal, Silver? So that I can confirm whether I'm doing this right and getting everything out of it. Because you said that they were Roman numerals. Possibly. Possibly. Because I feel like they should have something to them. Is it like you go straight across? But those are linked weirdly. You just went by what you knew. Fair enough. So you might be wrong then. Because LWVMN. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, so W is not a Roman numeral. Ah. Yeah. Wait, that's not the music room. That's the ballroom? I think that's the ballroom. I think I misjudged that one. Because that's the music room over there. Those are two very different ones. So that would be BPV? Maybe Swan Song BPV? Nope. Not that either. What else? Yeah, it's not anything new. It is just a bit odd that they don't line up as well. Well, I suppose that one does. See, I don't think the password's 0000. Yeah, no. That would be a very silly one. Yep, that's why I checked it. Because we know Swan Song HSS is one we got. I just don't know if the last 8 monitors actually show anything. That's the thing I want to confirm before we go around again. That'd be good, Silver. That's very yummy. We'll check if this readout it. It does! So we now know that we can exchange steps for keys at this point. Very nice, Eternal. Hopefully they're able to help. Library, wine cellar, vault, music room, nook. It is obviously the same nook. Yes, it is. And then ballroom, pool room, and vault. Vault is on there twice. So is nook. I don't know if that's any relevance. Okay. So it is just the central monitors. That's at least good to know. So we don't have to waste more time on that. We do want to go straight here. Ideally we get something that goes north, because otherwise we're going to be blocked off all ways except for that one, which isn't nice. Okay. Archives is technically the best option here. It has power and opens up all paths. It's gonna suck to have frickin' one not visible for the rest of the time, but I think we can play with that. Other option is we do dark room and we only deal with not being able to see in that room, and it still gives us more options. I think the one-time negative is probably better here, so we'll go with that. I'm also not too fussed about that doing that. We now have pathway that way, and we have power in all directions. I don't think this carries power, does it? Yeah, the foundation doesn't carry power as far as I'm aware. So if we want power, we've got to go north. And I think we'll carry on with power as long as we can, because we don't often have power set up like this. So for this, we just need something that has power. We've got two options. Red one is more likely to... Well, this one's more likely to be a red room. But I think that's fine. Worst case, it's archive, which gets us 3 options, but we lose seeing one. I don't remember what all is 1 gem. I think this might be laboratory. Laboratory. Man, I keep mixing those up today, don't I? We know it's one of those. I think I'll go the one without gems. Save that gem for later. Yep, I knew that would be archive. We can deal with archive. That's fine. That kind of sucks. We don't have a key card, so we can't go that way. Let's go this way then. Okay, we could use a special key here. We do have a couple normal keys as well. I think I'd rather use a special key north. That'll give us more options. We could use a standard key. We do have several, and we can definitely get more by bouncing back and forth. But we are starting to get low on steps, which is a bit nervous. Let's see if this is even locked first. Okay, it's not. Okay. That's archived, but it's free and has power. So I think we're gonna carry on with the power. It's not great. Alright, given that, steps are now a risky commodity. We could either keep going north, or we could try and doubling back to West Wing Hull isn't going to be useful here. That's just going to waste steps at this point. If we can make it back to the kitchen, we can buy more steps, but the only thing that we could buy is tomato soup, which only gets us, like, the number of steps we currently have now. So that's not all that useful either. The other option that we could do, which is a weird one, is head back to the planetarium and just end the day there. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps away. But that's a bit risky. I think let's spend our key. Let's spend our key here, because we don't have to leave the room to do this. So we can just get more options. The question is, do we want to spend a normal key, or do we want to spend our silver key, which gets us more pathways, or a room that is likely to have more doors? Given that this room is already blocked by a wall on the right-hand side, I don't know if I want to waste a lot of doors on this one, especially since we're looking for items or footsteps more. So I guess I'll use normal one. No power options here, unfortunately. We don't have 2 gems for that. I don't think we've drafted that type of room. Because that's when drafting. Question is, does that give us 10 steps anyways? We're gonna risk it. We're gonna see. It does, okay. So that got us a little bit more wiggle room. That's better. That also got us a key back, so that's good. And this is one that we've seen before. That's fine. Wait, triple checking. Yeah, that's fine. So that was the best choice we could make there. We got exactly what we wanted out of that. And if we ever draw a drafting room again, or after we enter another drafting room, that'll get us more steps. Wait. So, if you put this dormitory off of a drafting room, we did it. If you ever put the dormitory off of a drawing room, can't you just go back and forth and get infinite steps? Hang on, how many steps is that between the rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that would be even. We'd spend 5 to get there, 5 to get back. We would gain nothing, lose nothing. But if you had less steps between them, you could, in theory, get that infinite. So that's interesting. As for what we do now that we have 17, I think we keep going north. And we hope. So we'll try right first. Okay, that's unlocked. Passageway continues to carry that. We do have gems. I'm almost tempted to do the boudoir, though. Yeah, I know it's bedtime. I want to finish this day, though. If we try and stop here, we'd have to end the day early in order to save. Also, I didn't do those hydrates. 1, 2. I think we'll do boudoir, because we haven't opened this safe yet either. And apparently today is safe cracking day. And this one is just really freaking obvious that I'm surprised I did not think of this earlier when it came to dates. It's just Christmas. So we get another gem out of that. Letter number 4. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marison's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the King Scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies that will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year, Daniel. So I think that's from our father, isn't it? Is Daniel our father? I forget. But hey, we have opened another safe and now have access to an extra key anytime we get this room. So good progress. We are doing helpful things for the future. Let's try this way. do we want to use a special key on this one? Yeah, it has more options. Special key here. Ah, no dice, unfortunately. I don't know what a 3-gem room that would be. Hallway's not terrible. I think it's better than the Great Hall, given that that locks the doors. We'll go hallway. And Silver, you're gonna have to roll for uppies then. Nine won't get you much sanctuary, but I will. Yep, that's a gold. We need silver. There you go. you got a little bit away. Do we go observatory or do we go archived and dice it? I shouldn't have forced you to drop a bomb, and I assume, Tanny, that you want uppies on me. There you go. Or here, we'll scoot you to the other shoulder today. Or now. Archived. We'll roll the dice. I chose wrong, I think. Well, maybe I didn't. Depending on what we roll from that door. This is just servant stuff. I think we roll dice here. Though we could spare bedroom it. We're trying to end it anyway, so we'll roll dice. Okay. That works, actually. Because if we turn off the keycard entry system, and then we can turn back on the dark room, turn off the gymnasium, turn on the garage, because why not? Ooh, head pat. Okay. So now we should have access to key cards. So not terrible. But we are still low on steps, which is kind of the concern. But now, archives, this door is now open. If we can make it back to security, we can up the number of key cards, and then that would reduce the need for keys, but we don't really have the number of steps that we need to walk back and forth for that. So I think we just keep going. Yeah, we'll use key here. Bedroom, that will let us get some extra steps. Keys for sale. We don't have enough for special keys, but that would let us get another one. We'll do bedroom because we're at a bit of a risk here. We're safe to pop in and back out. That's fine. Just to see if there's any items here. It doesn't look like there is, which is unfortunate. Oh no, there's a gem right here. I'm just a bit blind. I mean, that is one thing to keep in mind with that. We'll check if this one's open or not. Okay, that one's not open. We won't waste our key there yet. I think we want to go... off of the weight room. Because I want to try and make sure that I've done everything with the power that I can. And this is power. Okay. So we know that's not the laboratory. What else could that be? It has power, requires 2 gems. We've already done the power with the laboratory, because the laboratory power requires, or that's how you get the gem mine. So we don't need to push that there. I'm more curious what this one is. So I think we'll go that one. Okay, hallway, or passageway. It's not terrible. We now have more options again. We've not opened any of the antechamber doors. We don't have the steps to get back from the antechamber to the foundation, even if we did unlock it. So I think this is just another open safes run. What else could we do? I think we just go north. That's blocked off, that's fine. Let's head this way more. Use our key here, why not? Okay, none of those work. We are at 8. That should get us more steps. We do have the boiler room, so that should give us plenty of steps. Wait, are we at 8? No, we're not at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to go up 1. We'll try going up from here first. Okay, good. Spare bedroom. Why not? So we pop into that one. Dinner is served. Yay, we can get our steps back. Have dinner. So that should get us plus 30. Hey, okay. We're back in the running for this. At this point, if we need another key, we should go back to the furnace. It is going to take a lot of steps, though. Let's duck this way. See if we can't. Okay, that is locked. I should have checked that while I stepped in there the first time, but oh well. We'll step this way, check this door. Locked. So then it's the archives is the only one that we know is unlocked. We didn't even check the bedroom last time we were in there, did we? Actually, no, we did check the bedroom. The bedroom was locked, and we decided not to use it there. Your bombs do nothing to me. What? Didn't we set that to off? Well, guess we're going back to security. Keycard system. Keycard system is currently offline. Why is that door not open then? Offline mode unlocked. Did I just not click the door? Am I dumb? Set security level to high because we haven't unlocked. Go back. Exit. And then let's get one more key. Or 2 more, just to be sure. So that way, and then back. Now if we step into here, yep, we get another key. Hit key already, thank you. Alright. Do we want to do that one more time before we go up? Because we know there's probably at least 2. Actually, no, we know there's 3. So we'll do that so we get 3 keys. drop our steps down low again, but we'll deal with it. You guys are causing so much trouble with the bomb. Alright. So we've got that. And then we need to go this way. Also, we don't have a magnifying glass or anything useful in here. Hang on, are there any items? Sometimes there's items left in here. Frickin' there's lockpick kit here! Okay, well, we've got that to try now, so maybe our keys can go even further. There we go. So that does work. I'm just dumb. I think at this point, let's check what this last one is. Or do we want...
Hey cat, there's a lockpick kit there.
Yes, yes there is. You know what, let's see what the laboratory experiment is. Experiment setup. Continue experiment. I think for each bedroom you draft after your second, set steps to 40. Because I think we've got more bedrooms available now. We've already drafted a lot of the red rooms, so I think we're going to see less of those. Actually, no. We'll do draft a red room because we've got the furnace. But we've already put down the archive, the dark room, the chapel, the furnace. That's already 4. The ones that and we've got the maid's chamber. So that's 5. The only one that I can remember that's left is the lavatory. So that's only 1 possibility. Whereas we've got a whole lot more purple rooms available. So bedroom. Start experiment. Alright, so we'll try that. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, but we've already got a lot of bedrooms down, too. Though I think there's literally only 1 red room we don't have. So I think we'll stick with this. Because I think we're slightly more likely to draw a purple room. And we haven't gone into the drawing room, so we can't go into the dormitory and get that. So I think that's fine. We'll just keep heading north for now. I think, yeah, full... let's hit the bedroom first. Let's try the lockpick kit. Okay, that worked. Let's go observatory, I'm feeling. We at least get a star for next time. We're at 15. Everything 50% off today. Well, that's super useful. We haven't actually bought anything yet, but we just have to go walk all the way to the kitchen, which I think is out of reach at this point. Use a key. Veranda. Archive or book nook. Book nook gets us steps. We'll do that one. Alright. It's not terrible. Pool, commissary, archive. Commissary will be half off, but we are kinda pinned. We could archive and gamble. I guess we'll go commissary. Sale today, bananas, gems, keys, set of gems. We have 8, so we can buy 2 things, essentially. Keys are less of a concern now. I'm thinking set of gems and just normal gem, I think. Oh wait, everything's half off, so we could buy even more. Gem. Oh, and we have the coupon book. Do we want to just stock up on gems, or... I think let's buy a banana and a gem. Yeah, it's not gonna let us get any more. Okay, that's fine. So that's not bad. We stocked up on gems. That should give us more options on the other rooms. So then we need to go... I guess passageway? Well, definitely passageway, because that's the only way that has open stuff. Lockpick. Okay, that works. Showroom. We don't have any money anymore. I should have gone with the red room, but I don't think 40 steps would have actually helped us here. This one. What is this room? Hey! Experiment successful. We still did it. We now have all the steps we could want and tons of keys. That works, I guess. What is this one? There are 12 major keys. I don't know that many major keys. I know there's the silver key, the secret garden key, the prism key, the basement key. I think those are the only 4 I know. Unless I'm remembering like a gold key that guarantees a shop. I don't know. Hartley, I know we've spoken often this day, and I don't think there's anything I can say of the past 40 years that I haven't already attempted to tell you numerous times in the past. Half-stated gratitude, always interrupted with tactful and polite repetitions from you. I've always known this final letter could give me the perfect opportunity to finally express myself uninterrupted by you and unfettered by social graces, but I don't feel the inclination to say aloud what has always been unsaid between us. With my passing, I release you from your post and service to the Sinclair family and implore you to live the remainder of your years on your own terms, as scary and unfamiliar of the concept as that may be to you. Besides, I think A more junior valet would be better suited to meet the needs of young Master Simon. To that end, if you wish, you may stay on long enough to oversee the training and establishment of your successor in their post, but as soon as he or she has lay of the land, my instructions for you to quit must be satisfied. Ignoring what I imagine your objections might be after reading this, I have decided to leave the lake house in Trinsdale to you and your family. My lawyers have all the details of the gift and will be contacting you shortly about the particulars. For the past 4 decades, you have served willingly as the subject and victim to my many whims, games, and riddles. So rest assured, unlike my nephew, you will not be put to yet another challenge to prove yourself worthy in this matter. The house is yours without strings or stipulations. I had a time gleefully entertained the notion of employing Anne as the house manager of your new residence, but I knew the humor of such a prank would be entirely lost on you, say nothing of her. Until we meet again, Herbert. Very cute. Alright, so we've got plenty of steps, plenty of gems, and plenty of keys, but only one door to try. And no way to open the antechamber. So we're just gonna see where this goes, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do. And it's probably gonna be end of stream shortly. Try the lockpick kit, use a key. We could get a vault. We could get a lavatory. I know, Tanny, I know it's bedtime. We're nearly at the end. Also, I needed that hydrate. I am well aware. We are literally at the last door we could possibly open, and then we're going to be doing final and closing. I think we're going to do vault. We're going to do the vault, we're going to get the money, and then we're going to go to the chapel and just toss it all in the chapel. I think that's my plan. Because at least that saves it for a later date. Give coin. There we go. Is there anything else in here? Nah. Just the paintings. And a brook. Also, did I forget to check? I don't think I looked for a chess piece in the servant quarter, but I don't believe there was one there. Nor in the maid's chamber. I've checked the boudoir multiple times and don't believe I ever saw a chess piece. I don't think the dormitory has a chess piece. I didn't see one in the planetarium. We looked all around the planetarium. I don't remember if the aquarium did, but I believe we've checked the aquarium before. So I think the only thing to do now is to go walk back and forth out of the chapel until we lose all of our money or lose all of our steps. So best way to the chapel is down to the dark room, then hang right through the foundation. Yep, into the west wing. I forgot to dig up here. We get another coin! And a key. Isn't there a third? Oh, maybe there's not always a third. It's just... Sleep points redeem? Alright. So we'll pick up these coins. And then we'll keep walking back and forth to get rid of all of the others. This is last thing, and then we'll do full closing remarks. Before we do the final ones. Yeah, there's nothing else. There we go. Alright. So that is the end of this run. We did uncover more safes. This has very much been a safe day. in different ways. But with the number of red rooms in that one, that's a bit ridiculous. I think we got all the red rooms except for one, and we could have done that last one if we really wanted to, but we went for the servants' quarters instead. So that's pretty cool. 142 steps taken is a lot in a day. Yes, we will next be back on Sunday for a double stream day. We're going to be doing Hightail, checking out the creative mode as well as some of the asset builder thingies in it. And then we will also be doing 7 Days to Die with Adam and Loki, which will be very fun. I still need to brush up on how you do farming in that game because Adam sent me a video to make sure I know what I'm doing. And I may or may not, I don't know, it's been a bit. So let's see who we want to go raid. That is the last thing. We generally want to avoid someone doing blueprints, so let's pick someone we're following. Oh, head pat me. Head pat done. Okay. Let's see. Who have we got? There's a Brave Okami, a Zowie, a Desync, Hazmat, Killdeer, Carl Ziet. I feel like it's been a bit since we've raided Brave, but I think it's also been a bit since we've raided Zowie. What do you guys think? Are you more interested in seeing Hollow Knight or Monster Hunter Wilds? Any thoughts? Any thoughts in chat's brain at all? Hollow Knight? Okay. We can go raid the Brave Okami then. So I'll set up raid for that. I don't think there is someone playing Head Pat. I don't know of a game called Head Pat, and if there is, put it in the game suggestions. I want to see a game called Head Pat. I have a Yeet. I love the Yeet. I'm very happy with how Yeet turned out. Yes, we will be back on Sunday. Super excited for that. I'm going to be hopefully very, very happy with how the weekend went, because Friday and Saturday should be cuddles with boyfriend all the time, because it's Valentine's. I was thinking about getting a chocolate cake. That might be fun. So I'm excited for that. We're also going to build a blanket for it. I will see you guys next time. Tschüss,